Right. We'll start in a seated position. Connect to our Ujjayi breath. Expanding the ribs. Sinking. Feel the tail, the sit bones sink. Feel the neck grow lighter. The skull almost floats, effervesces right above the spine. So take a moment to simply become clear for our own individual practice. It's having a moment of clarity. Why? Why do we take our seat? Toward what aim? Toward what greater good? So as you're considering that, just keeping the breath deep, moving, felt. Does this practice help clarify? Does it help create? Does it help generate? Does it help uncover? Does it help reify, instate some new behavior, or what are we practicing? If you're general, be specific. And as you get more and more specific, you might notice that intention grows more universal. Sounds kind of contradictory, but general and universal, I don't feel are the same. So go from general to specific. Get even more specific. If you can see it, if you can taste it, if you can breathe it, if you can sense it, do it. And as we go along with your highly specific and clear intent, it may modulate a little bit, grow even more refined. And I find that those refinements start to alter the intention to be more universal. We're going to work with some rounds of Kapalabhati, so changing our breath quite dramatically. Let's keep our cross-legged position for the moment, and we're letting go of Ujjayi breath, short, sharp exhalations. We'll do about 30 or 40, and we'll switch the cross of our legs, and we'll do another 30, 40. So when you're ready, we'll begin. Following those 2 short rounds, we'll bring the soles of feet together for rounds of Uddiyana. Fingertips press. Inhale. Telescope ribs. To feel the vertical movement of the ribs away from the hips. The shoulders move down the ribs, down away from the neck, and pause. We'll softly retain breath, keeping the feet active, allowing abdomen to soften. Let's bring the hands forward. You can bring them to the shins, the feet, the floor. Exhale swiftly, everything out. Stay empty. Drawing belly in, feet active, pressing one into the other. Relaxing the belly when you need to breathe, and breathe easily. So letting those transition moments from very much out of breath to breathing again, letting that transition occur very easily. All right, let's do one more. Fingertips to ground. The sit bones sink. Inhale, as if drawing that breath right from the ground, right up through the perineal tail part of your core, right up through core. And pause. Face muscles soft. Jaw relaxed, soft. All right. Bring the hands forward, folding, swift, thorough exhalation. Stay empty. Draw the belly in and back and up. Getting curious. When we make an intention, when we state it in ourselves, what starts to move? What's ready to move? When you release the belly, fold forward. You can walk the hands forward. You can connect arm to shin, but using any contact you have to now grow the front of your diaphragm forward. Can you feel breath underneath the heart? And release. Inhale, we'll walk our way back up. All right. We're going to cover a little bit of ground that we got to play with yesterday. So we'll set the left leg out and the right leg bent like so. We'll be working a Mariachasana. So if you need a strap, just have one at the ready. Inhale, lengthening up through your trunk, so your ribs. You can use this right arm reaching. Exhale, reach with the arm, fold forward, lengthen forward, and circle. Right arm around right shin. You can C-hook the hands. You can hook the thigh or wrist. Now involve the inner left leg. Inhale, reaching through that left leg. The chest moves forward. Exhale, move the right shoulder away from the jaw. Press arm back into shin. Now breathing into the right side of ribs under the shoulder blade, as if lifting up any stuck material around the heart, around the blade. This is a process of discovery and encouragement, not of force. Release. Not that there's problems, but in the manner of problem solving or creative solution finding, as we keep navigating internally, we'll switch sides. We may find a new path or a new approach that just feels much more in tune with what's happening in our body. So, trying lots of ways. Inhale. Ribs lift away from the hips. And confirm in your body, did it happen? If I don't feel it, I might take another breath. And then exhale, reaching forward with the ribs, the arm, encircling left arm around left shin. If you notice yourself holding your breath, or if you notice a little grunt, get interested. You can kind of repeat and go through the path again. You can feel precisely where the little or whatever little catch or contraction you can start to play with. Those little variations in your movement, in your breathing. I reach through the inner right leg. Inhale, the left shoulder moves down away from the head, chest forward. All right, release. Inhale, let's unwind. So we're going to do a couple little things on our way to abdominals. So first, I'm going to get a prop nearby. And when we lie back, I've got a strap. And the strap is for my right foot. And with the right sole of foot facing the sky, I guess we could say half happy baby. I'm going to loop up and grab this foot or this strap with my left hand. So I'll repeat, left hand is attached to my right foot. And often we'll let this right leg kind of drift way off beside our ribs. Today, we're going to keep this thigh a little closer to the ribs. Not to compress, but as we'll see in just a moment, to help open up the upper back. So I'm using the weight of my arm to pull the loop and thus the foot toward me. Reach with my right palm. Try to reach to the right foot. If you can reach to the foot, go past the foot. Reach the palm beyond the foot. And deeply breathing into the right side ribs, around the shoulder blade. You can reach your fingertips up. I'm reaching my palm face the sky. And release. All right, we'll switch sides. I'll try to describe this more quickly. So left foot in the loop. Right hand is affixed to the left foot. And much like Happy Baby, I'm drawing this left thigh toward my ribs. I'm keeping it fairly snug. Again, I'm not trying to smash my business, but I'm keeping it a little more snugly than wide. Left palm, reach to the sky. I'm going to take a look at what you're doing. There you go. And your left palm, there you go. Like an attempt to push the palm beyond, that's it, beyond the surface of the foot. So it's a really vibrant reach. And as you're resting the head on the ground, I hope you're resting the head on the ground, breathing into that left shoulder blade area. And let's release. All right, we'll revisit that stuff at another moment, but let's remain lying. We'll bring both feet off ground, knees over hips. We'll be working this rotational move of the leg all the way through the pelvis. Inhale, float the head and the shoulder blades up off the ground. Feel how the breath and that abdominal pressure kind of sticks the trunk to the ground. And now exhale, reach the left heel up to sky. So leg vertical, roll it inwardly, internal rotation, and reach up. Once, twice, a few times. And as you're reaching, draw the low belly down. Inhale, bend left knee. Curl tail, and now exhale. Reach with the right heel. Roll the thigh in and reach up. There's a little recoil when you let up. Reach up, let up, reach up. And as you're reaching up, turn a bit more. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend the right knee. Curl tail, exhale. Reach up with the left heel. As you roll it in, reach up, let up, reach up, roll in, let up, reach up. Pull low belly in. I'll talk through just one more. Inhale, left knee bend, curl tail, exhale, right heel reach, leg vertical, roll it in, reach up, roll in, let up, reach up, roll in, let up, reach in, roll up. Pull low belly in. All right, inhale, bend the right knee. Continue. Let's do like 2 2 to 3 more each side. Let's see how your legs and pelvises are interpreting this. There you go. As you keep reaching up, you can start to feel it's not just a static pull on the tissue. Notice there's a kind of a, I don't want to say a bounce, but there is that elastin quality. There is that kind of, everything gets moved together. The netting gets a little tug up to the sky and a let up. Can you feel the recoil? Can you feel that elastin, that there's a quality of water? I don't want to say like bounce, but water does have a certain kind of a give, take quality in the body. And so in some ways, you can be using this to kind of awaken the water in the body. And just noticing, do you feel to the socket? Can you feel to the sacrum? Where does that turning and spiralic motion of the leg, where does that take you? Does it take you to the hip? Does it take you to the knee? Does it take you, can you follow that line of connection to the back? Where does it take you? Great. Once you're through, now we'll grab that roll or that object that you'll be squeezing. We're going to take the feet through a couple different positions. So roll between legs, legs straight up. We'll start with the feet in parallel. If you were to make a footprint on the, say you have a ceiling above you, if you were to make a footprint, would the inside of your foot be able to make the print as much as the outer part of the foot? Would the heel make the print more than the forefoot? Position your foot so you would make the most even footprint on your ceiling. Inhale into the low belly and low back. Now gather and squeeze the object. And start to put your footprint on that surface above your room. And exhale, float the head, shoulder blades up off the ground. And as you're feeling that footprint, the pressure, the reach, energy moving through the legs and the feet, find those inner legs a little bit more and sink the low belly in and down. Letting up. Inhale, let the head down. Keep lifting the elbows up. Keep the wrap of the shoulders. Squeeze the object. Exhale, start to make footprints on your ceiling. Heel, forefoot, inner, outer. Float the head, shoulder blades up, gathering, squeezing the object, pull low belly in and down. All right, inhale, let the head down. As you're exhaling, I'm going to turn the legs and the feet a little bit. So if I squeeze a little bit more, heels toward each other, and I let the toes kind of rotate away from each other, this will be our next one. Inhale into the low belly and the low back. Squeeze the object. Might feel some new leg muscles turning on. Exhale, float the head, the shoulder blades up off the ground. Take your left hand, reach down, find your left butt. Ensure that as you're squeezing heels toward each other, there's some left butt muscle turning on. Reach up, pull low belly down. Inhale, let the head down. Let up on that squeeze. Now squeeze again, still heels closer to each other, toes further away. Reach up through your footprints. Exhale, float the head, shoulder blades up. Take your right hand, go down to your right butt, check it out. Do the butt muscles, do they do anything? Cool, low belly in and down. Inhale, let the head down. Return the feet to parallel. Do one more. This time, rolling the thigh bones inwardly. So now, the toes are turning in, becoming closer to each other than the heels. Inhale into the low belly, low back. Squeeze, rotating, rolling the thigh bones inwardly. Exhale, reach up through your footprint. Head, shoulders lift. Pull, low belly down. Inhale, let the head down. Squeeze the object. Turning, turning, turning the legs inwardly. Exhale, head, shoulder blades up. Reach up through the whole footprint. In this position, sometimes we would lose the inner part of our footprint. Reach up, turning those thighs in, the feet in, pull low belly down. And now inhale, let the head down, let the feet return to parallel. We'll do two more. Squeeze the object, footprints to the sky. Exhale, float head, shoulder blades up. Reach through the whole footprint. Feel your foot. Inner foot, outer foot, forefoot, heel. Pull low belly down. Do the last one and then rest, please. Wakey, wakey. All right. Hopefully we got into some nice deep leg pelvic structures there. And then set the feet down. All right. So when you turn onto a side, we're going to change gears a little bit. I want to show you a little, I'm going to call it a prep move. It's like a crow prep. But for us, it's a dolphin prep. So to the degree of crouch that I can take. So I feel pretty at ease crouching and planting my hands on the ground. You might need to put something under your butt a little bit. You might have to put something under your heels. Okay, so making that prop. And I'm moving my knees right in between my hands. The hardest part of this game is leaving the hands on the ground. And that's pretty much the rule of this game. The rule of this game is leave the hands fully on the ground. Not just the fingertips, the palms. Palms and fingertips. Inhaling, start to straighten the arms. Okay. Now I'm keeping my thighs very, very close to my chest. It does not matter how much my knees bend or straighten. I'm simply allowing my feet to push my entire body up and up, almost as if my torso is a balloon. My arms are the string, and my hands are the weight, keeping this balloon connected to the floor. And so that's the name of this game. I'm going to release for a moment. Ready to set it up? Perfect. So we'll take the crouch. Now I'm going to watch you all set up just so I can figure out if we need some more. Yep. And the arms will be just exactly where they would be for crow or just where they would be for downward dog. That width. Look down. Can you see your knees approximately between your hands? If they're way far behind your hands, you just got to wiggle, walk back up. There you go. Here we go. Keeping the thighs quite near the ribs. Inhale into the back of the ribs. And start to push with the feet until the arms straighten. You can go as carefully and as slowly as you like. Once the arms straighten, pause. Would take a few more breaths. The toes are pushing or the feet are pushing. The knees are lifting toward the chest. The chest is lifting toward the sky. The arms are straightening. Give it. Yep. So knees very close to chest. We're not trying to get the butt higher. We're trying to get the back of the heart higher. Thank you. You're helping me learn how to teach this. Thank you. So we're creating a crow, we're creating a wrap, and now one more move. Relax the neck. Deeply breathe into the back of the heart. Shoulders move away from the brain. Straighten arms. And release. All right. So you give me some things to see, and I'll be able to teach it better next time. Thank you. Let's set up for Dolphin. Bring the elbows under the shoulders, forearms out in front. Now, as you're pressing with the arms, feel the ribs lift. They're moving toward the sky. With the toes curled under, exhale, the knees off the ground. Keep sinking the heels down. As you're pressing through the arms, shoulders grow lighter. Back of heart floats a little bit higher. Feel so specifically breath right between the shoulder blades. Does breath reach there? Can you sense breath there? Okay, one more move. Walk the toes about 1 inch closer to the elbows. Strong legs drawing heels toward the earth. Drawing the sit bones away from the elbows. Press, press with the arms, the ribs lift toward the sky. Using your inhale to stretch into new rib territory, new lung territory. And really set the knees down. Inhale the hands under shoulders. And exhale, downward dog. We're going to do a twisting horse stance. Inhale, step any foot forward. Just so you're facing a way that you like. And place the hands on the thighs. And exhale, press a bit more through the right arm. So you're twisting to your left. It's okay if this right shoulder shrugs up a little bit. Sometimes it's really useful to let the shoulder shrug up, and that gives us some different shoulder blade, rib territory to spiral into and breathe into. And inhale, unwind. We'll go straight to the other side. Exhale, left hand press. Therefore, we're spiraling right. Inhale, coming back center, straighten legs. Face the toes, point forward. Interlace hands for this chest opening move. Inhale, broadly across the collar and the chest. And as you're exhaling, knuckles reaching away from brain will fold forward right between the legs. Knuckles, as you lift them, feel the shoulders moving away from the back of the head. Deepen breath. Find all the contour of rib cage. Find all the ribs that you possibly can. Inhale, bring the hands down to the sacrum, and let them go. And I'm going to do a flank stretch. Take your left hand, reach across, grab the right ankle. And I do have some modifications if you like a little variation. Sometimes I'll put my hand not to the ankle, but to a block out in front of the foot. This is not, you don't have to do it, but if you needed a little bit more room around your abdomen area, this is just a simple way to open up the abdominal area. And I'm reaching the elbow, the left elbow, away from the ribs, away from the left hip. Strong, active, vibrant legs. Strong doesn't mean hard. Remember, we can involve the legs in a way that they're still quite pliable and lively and responsive. And we'll release, we'll switch sides, flank stretch, bringing the right hand to the left ankle. Alternately, you can bring the right hand to a block in front of the left ankle. With either version, little bend in the right elbow, leading the elbow away from the right hip. Letting breath permeate any areas that feel stiff. And each breath start to dissolve any armoring, any plates, anything that feels hardened around the heart. You can start to breathe and start to move, dissolve. You can play with those textures. So a creative interaction. If we're trying to use our breath and just eliminate stuff because we have the belief that it doesn't belong there, there's the chance that we're flawed in that respect. We're going to release and heel toe the feet together. If I allow myself playful interaction with these tones and these textures, maybe it really does belong there. But maybe it shifts. Let's stand at the top of our mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold. Using those low belly muscles as you fold. Inhale, step the left foot back, lunge. Press down through the legs, drawing the arms up, wrapping the shoulders. Let those chest muscles turn on. Feel the upper back broaden. Feel that the traps are lengthened around the neck. All right, inhale, bring the hands, the palms fully to the ground. Here's where I practice. This is a little practice moment. Curl those back toes under. And as you exhale, push with the palms. Push the back knee off the ground. Push the arms entirely straight. Push the ribs toward the sky. Feel that wrap of the shoulders. The shoulders so deeply away from the neck. And then pick that foot up just enough to clear the ground. Step it back. Exhaling lower down to the ground. So we're going to be practicing that little crow move every side. Set the hands forward. Cobra. Reach back through the legs, shifting the tailbone toward the earth. Inhale. Bring that inhale all the way up under the heart. Exhale, lower down, downward dog. Softening through the neck, sinking through the heels, reaching through the arms. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Right knee to ground, active through the legs, wrapping the shoulders. Feel the openness of the neck. Right here, right through the traps, right through the sides. There it is. Inhale, telescope the ribs. So growing. Does that translate as lightness in the guts? Does it translate as buoyancy through the mid-back? Bring the hands all the way down to the ground. Curl the back toes under. Exhale. Press that back knee off the ground. Step feet forward. And with the palms on the ground, you start to straighten the legs, soften the neck. And the legs may or may not straighten. The hands might move off the ground into the shin. Soften the neck. Shoulders wrap. Inhale, stand, reach arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do one more. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, fold. So as we're folding, Just put the hands where the fold lets you put the hands. Then, now we're stepping back. So bend the knees, fully put the hands on the ground. Inhale, step the right foot back. Lunge, setting the knee down, drawing the arms up. Place the hands down, fully down. Here we go. Curl the back toes under. Take this slowly with me. It's okay if we move a beat slow. As you exhale, press the back knee off the ground. Press the arms to straighten. Wrapping, keep pressing. The ribs raise up toward the sky. Keep pressing, giving your left foot just enough clearance. Just step it back, and we'll lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Tailbone shifts down, hands pull chest forward, great lengthening. Exhaling, pull. So as you're lowering, the mid-spine lengthens away from the low spine. Hands under chest, downward dog. Lunge. Inhale the right foot forward. Bring the knee right to the sternum, right through the middle. Set the foot down softly. Legs energized. Arms reach up, hand bones spread. Bring the hands to the ground. Here we go. Exhale. Step that left foot forward. The knees are bent, the palms fully on the ground. And then begin the straightening. And if the hands leave the ground as you fold, that's okay. Inhale, stand, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to take a pause because we're going to use the wall. And I also want to use this moment just to break out this fold. It's not a must. It's just a different way that could maybe open up some things for you. So here's a little commercial break on folds. I'm stepping forward. Say I've just stepped my feet forward in my sun salutation. I can crouch and my palms can be on the ground. And I can keep wrapping, moving the shoulders away from the head, and I might straighten my legs some degree. That's a wonderful way to work a fold. So you don't have to straighten the legs. I just want to bring that up because it's different than, let me just kind of go through the motion here. Say I step forward, and then I just straighten my legs and I dangle my arms. And then, so dangling is an option, but also we can affix the hands, practice the wrap, move and control those shoulder blades so that we're able to uncover and investigate that back of heart. And I can work the straightening of the legs as a way to be so much more precise and specific through the back of the heart. These are just options. I just want to showcase it in case it looks like an interesting sandbox for you to play in. All right, all that said, the commercial break is over, and let's go downward dog at the wall. I'll be talking us through reaching one leg up. And if you prefer, if you're feeling slightly up level, whatever that means, you could opt to reach the leg away from the wall, which is different than reaching the leg up. Okay? Two very different positions. All right, so I'll just talk us in. If you're a little ahead of me, that's fine. Setting up downward dog, heels on near the baseboard, wrapping the shoulders. The neck feels relaxed. As you inhale, stepping foot up hip height. Exhale, step the other foot up hip height. Okay. Now maybe you just only feel confident enough to keep both feet on the wall. That's fine too. When you're ready, bring one leg vertically up. You can use the reach of leg to lift the tailbone to the sky, to lengthen your low back away from your mid back. Option two is you can reach that leg away from the wall, more like splits. I'll let you choose. Deepen breath. There we go. We're just getting very focused with each breath. Where does this breath go? What are we exploring? All right, let's return that foot back to the wall. We'll switch sides. There's two options. Choose one. Legs straight up. I would choose that if I wanted my back to feel as light as possible. Option two is moving into splits. Especially those of you moving the legs apart into splits, reach the tailbone up. That's a third limb. It's part of your core. There you go. So legs reaching apart, the tailbone lifts you toward the sky. And then when you're settled up, we'll step the foot all the way down, all the feet all the way down. Okay, we're going to stay by the wall. I'm going to show you in profile this next move. It's a riff on Dolphin on the wall. Okay, I'm showing you over here so you can see it in profile. Usually we'd set up Dolphin on the wall with our elbows under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Today, I'm bringing those elbows closer to my knees. So, what have I done? I've looked at the distance, elbow to knee, and I've cut it in half. So it's a more compact setup right at the onset. So when I press my knees off the ground, you might perceive this as being crowded. That's right. So I'll come into it one more time, and I'll just hold it a little bit more. The objective here, you don't have to straighten the legs. Some of you might. But I'm using we'll say the crowdedness, the crouchness, to give my arms another extra stimulus to press even more brightly. So my feet are using the wall to push, and therefore my arms are finding brand new ways to, I gotta really, really push. All right, so let's set it up. I'll talk us through. Start with your usual setup for Dolphin at the wall. Your heels can feel, you can kind of feel the wall, elbows under shoulders. Now look at the distance of your elbows to your knees. Slide your elbows to the midway point. Inhale, doing all those same setup moves, broadening through the upper back. And as you exhale, you'll press your knees off the ground. And I'm going to just take a look at what you're doing. And it's okay if it feels crouched. It's okay if it feels a little crowded initially. This is where we're going. Allow the head and the neck to soften. It's okay that the knees are bent. They're probably quite close to your ribs. And this closeness precludes us from, extending, bowing in the back. So we're going to take this to our advantage. Inhale into the sides and the back of the ribs. As your feet push the wall, arms discover a whole new way of pressing. And the head is entirely clear of the ground, off the ground. Give it just a few more breaths. I know we're kind of trying things out. It's a new position, new pose. The psychology of crouch or feeling all closely tucked in There you go. That's it. That's it. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. There you go. That's it. Release when you're through. So if you were a little unsatisfied by that feeling, congratulations. I was too. So if you have a tendency to kind of bow the back in those dolphin or inversions, you'll notice that that stops that in its tracks. All right, let's move our mat back to a place where we want to continue working, and we'll stand at the top of our mat. Chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Monkey. Inhale, shoulders moving away from the head, chest moves away from the lap. Exhaling, step back. You can lightly jump back. I'm going to step back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Heels reach, arms reach. Feel the sit bones, the peak of this shape lifting higher and higher and higher. There you go. Inhale, step the right foot forward for reverse warrior. So legs in a warrior two stance. Taking the left hand to the thigh, raising the right arm up, wrapping, and exhaling. Shifting that right sit bone, almost as if I'm scooching it under my thigh. Not to squeeze, not to grasp the glute or grasp in the pelvis, but to lengthen the backside. Now breathe into that right side of the low back. It's next to the sacrum. It's that, all that really thick low back tissue. All right, inhale, bring that right arm up, over, straighten the right leg. We're going to straighten and make symmetric this stance. Okay, spin effects. So here's the gist. My right arm is reaching down and across, and my left arm is reaching behind and across. So here I go, I fold. My right hand reaches for my left leg. My left arm behind back grabs thigh. Allow the neck and the head to soften. So all at once, the spine gets to hang down. As I'm rotating. And release. Inhale as we unwind, walk the hands toward the right foot, adjusting our footing again for head to ankle. Palms about shoulder width, softening through the neck. reaching through the elbows and the forearms. If you want to go a little bit more shoulder behind leg, we take that right arm, walk it behind the foot. Now the left hand can grab the right ankle. And release. Inhale, bring the hands around that right foot. Exhale, step that right foot back. Set the knees down if you need to. I know we're doing a lot of folds, so if your back feels a little bit, right, there's always these little ways that we can make our travels nice. Hands forward, cobra. Inhale into the abdomen, under the solar plexus, under the heart. Exhale, lower down, downward dog. As you're reaching through the arms straighten. As you're reaching through the legs start to straighten. Not stiffening, not hyperextending, just exploring, right? If I keep reaching the heels down, is there more territory? If I keep pressing and extending like I'm growing my wrapped shoulders and arms out, is there more? Reverse warrior. Inhale the left foot forward. So the stance, warrior two. Right hand to the right leg, raising the left arm up, exhaling. Reverse warrior. Deep stance, deep stance. And the deep stance is allowing you to access those buttock muscles. So go to the left sit bone area, those buttock muscles. And as they kind of scooch, it's not a big one, it's just as they involve, the left side of your low back lengthens out. It's just a tiny bit, but it's discernible. And then breathing into that low back, what do you notice? What do you find? Inhale, we'll come back upright. We'll straighten that left leg, turn the toes. So we're working with a symmetric stance. And just so we can see it before we do it, the left hand will be reaching across the front, and the right arm will be reaching behind the back. So here's the spin effects. So from fold, left hand reach across to right ankle. Right hand reach behind to left thigh. And release. Inhale, let's walk hands toward the left foot. Turn the left foot face forward for head to ankle. Exhaling, soften through the neck. Take the left arm behind left calf. The right hand can grab ankle. If you're containing your breath, expand your breath. And here's a possible why. When we contain our breath, notice how the body starts to stagnate, how there's a quality of freeze and weight. When you expand your breath, yes, we're holding the pose, but we're not freezing in the pose. And you expand your breath, it's still quite lively, and we're still in explore mode. Okay, we're gonna release. Inhale, we'll bring the hands around the left foot. And push the ground, the shoulders wrap, the ribs lift to the sky. Exhale, pick up that left foot, step it back. Yep, chaturanga, you got it. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Find out if you can grow the shape of your breath. Let's just say 3% larger this time around. And then just one more time. Find out if you can grow the shape of your breath 3% larger. Not faster, larger. So it's a shape, it's a dimension. Might mean you take more time. All right, let's softly set the knees down. Little rest for us as we grab a block. Aha. All right. So we can do a little play here. Do some flash prep because I've wanted to do flash prep this month. So, we're going to do some inchworm. So have a little something that you can slide your foot on. So maybe a sock, or I'm just going to use my strap because it'll slide. So we're going to start with the inchworm part. So I set up the limbs like I'm doing flash prep. I'm going to have my right foot on the block, my right palm on the ground. My left foot's on the slidey surface, and I'm placing my left forearm on the ground. Okay. So please know your arms are staggered. They're doing very different things. I like to start by just pressing my back knee off the ground and straightening the leg. And then drawing that slidey leg forward with control, back with control. We'll do, let's say about 3 to 5 repetitions. The rules of this game are no momentum, no bent leg. Once you straighten that leg, that sliding leg, do the inching, the inchworm, or maybe it's got another name, I think. Do the move by drawing the straight leg in. I'll do it again if you need. So I'm going to see you set up. Just show me a little wave if you want me to do it again. Okay, I got you. Getting a slidier surface. So my right foot on the block, my right arm like crow, my left forearm on the ground. Then straighten the back leg, draw the straight leg in, send the straight leg out. Okay. All right, I'll watch you. would say the number one misinterpretation that we do in playing this out is the moving back leg. Keep the moving back leg knee straightened. The most common thing we want to do is to just pull the knee to the chest. That's not the move. It's piking, piking, piking. Knee stay straight. Keep yes, 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 yes. Good. Do a couple, few more. There we go. Yes. Yes and yes. Good. Yes. Nice. Beautiful. Take a moment. Congratulations on that side. And yes, there's more. So when we do I'll just talk. You don't have to stay with my cues. I just want to, the left foot on the block, left arm like crow. We're placing the right forearm to the ground. And the right foot is on the slidey surface. There you go. And then it's the right leg that slides back to straighten. There we go. That's it. Oh, we're doing it. And if you're looking for a breathing, some do inhale in and exhale, lengthen back out. And the reason I do inhale as I'm piking is that if I were moving up into an inversion, that next move would deserve an exhale. Plus, it's really great rib movement. Inhaling as you're piking the hips up, inhaling. Yeah, it's a strong, strong breathing move. No joke breathing. Just 3 or 4 or 5 is plenty. All right. And we'll step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Heels reach, arms reach, hips pike. So jumping or stepping into elephant. We'll go right leg through the hands and the left leg around the left arm. So if you're jumping, you can jump the feet around your left hand. And then we'll talk through the setup. So if I place my right leg out, my left arm will support my left leg. Palms under shoulders. Exhale. Press the weight of the butt up. Okay, so that's a nice start spot. If you want to take this leg for a ride, maybe it's been a while since you did some elephant. Tuck the knee in and then straighten it out. Wonderful. So if you get into that elephant, give it a few breaths. Get really steady. This is one of those poses we tend to like lift, drop, lift, drop, lift, drop. Just get steady for a breath, get steady for another breath, steady in for a third breath. If you're having an advanced feeling day, take that right leg and start to float it under your chest and to the back edge of your mat. You'll elide by scissors, and then we'll step that left leg back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, so you can practice your jump around the right hand, elephant. If you're jumping through, you're probably jumping into elephant. Otherwise, just jump your hands around the right hand, and we'll set up this side. The right arm will support the right leg. And if you're feeling like getting that little float transition, floating that left leg under your body. And then we can step that right foot back. Vinyasa through. I know some of you are playing elephant a little bit more. That's perfectly fine, because we're going to have a seat here. So we'll just collect ourselves here in a seated position. All right. Let's sit up. Knee pile. I've got right over left. Any side will do. I don't know if I'll want to block, but I'll put one out in front just in case. We'll see what happens. We're taking a forward fold. So with the feet active, inhale, walk the hands forward. The chest might get to the thigh. Okay. The head, so a couple of things may happen. You might use your hands to kind of post up under your forehead. That's a possibility. You might rest your chest more fully on the thigh. That's a possibility. But be able to relax through the back of the brain. And inhale, we'll unwind from that fold. And let's switch to the other side. Knee pile, fold. And when you release, we'll lie back for Shavasana. Add any layers in that you like. We did quite a bit of I would say backside biasing moves today. If it's helpful to place your legs either up a wall or up a like a chair, like an ottoman, a bent leg, elevated rest, please set up for your back so that as you're getting a little bit cooler, because we cool as we um, uh, remove action. So your back is going to accept that cooling as a kind of a, we're morphing the body and in the cooling process. And allow your ujjayi breath to just soften. Kind of lifting the production of whisper, just lightening up that area of the palate, tongue, throat area. And each breath has exactly the right viscosity and weight to move, and every cell, every bone in the body. And then let the breath grow even lighter. So the breath has a lighter and lighter touch. And as you keep rolling down this, say, effort volume knob, you'll notice there's a very thin line between effort and intention. Very thin. The efforts can become so light, so delicate, so next to nothing. At the mere movement of the mind, the intentionality to feel breath buoy and effervesce and float the body is barely an action. It's almost more of a suggestion that has a feeling component. You're not making things up. This is true. This is where we start to get into that subtle body territory. When you're ready, of course, we'll change our breath a little bit as we're bending our knees, turning to a side and pressing up. To be expected, right? Namaste. Right. Thanks for closing this out. We'll start fresh tomorrow.